Hello everyone. This is another series of C Sharp Beginner to Advance and with a real world example. So we have started this series and we have to divide it to three parts of this series. First is beginner concepts, and then now intermediate concept, and the advanced concepts. And in the beginner concepts, we will cover this all that variable and data types, be basic operations, control flow statement, arrays, methods, comments, basic input, and exception handling. And once I complete this all this eight concept of beginner, then I will create real world example with the using a hotel management system, and I will utilize all those concept using in this hotel management system, so that you can easily understand where I need to use those concept in our real world example. So once I complete this beginner section, so we will move it to our next concept is intermediate concepts. And here also we have couple of another concept like object oriented programming, oops concept, then collections, then link queue, delegates, events, property and transfer, uh, properties and indexers, types, castings, file input output, nullable types, statics, classics, static classes, and methods. Once I again complete this intermediate concepts, then we will build again another real world example in using a library management system, and include all these concepts so that again you can understand easily. And once I complete this one, then we'll move it to another concept like advanced concept, which will cover like whatever we have done previously, like, but there is a couple of advanced concept over there for that, like we already utilize in a oops concept, right? So there's a couple of new concept in advance, so those we will learn over here. And asynchronous programming also will run, reflection will run, attribute will run. And then we also will cover this design pattern. There's a couple of design patterns like singleton, factory method, strategy, observer and command, dependency injection, adapter, and composite and proxy. So once I complete those advanced concepts, then again we will try to build another real world example using the school management system, and we'll try to cover all that advanced concept on that. So yeah, that's for that agenda in this series. So yeah, let's start to implementations. So in this session we will just try to learn and started like how we can what are the prerequisites required for this learning this C sharp concept, right? So let's moving to implementation. So just open actually two things be required. One is that your operating system, and then second things you have to record installation one IDE. So I prefer over here as a Visual Studio 2022 over there, but there's another things also you can use it Visual Studio Code, because that is a lightweight thing. So I already explanation like how we can install that Visual Studio 2022 and Visual Studio Code. So those things you can check out my channel, which is .NET Real World Example, and you will find out like how we can install this IDE. But yeah, definitely I'll show you a little bit over here. Like just go to the Google, just find into Visual Studio 2022, you will get this link, and go to that final link, and you just free install like community version. It is just free for as a student and open source, and you can just install it and download. Same things if you want to Visual Studio Code download, so you can just download based on their operating system. So once you set up, now we are good to go to start our implementation. So let me try to open my Visual Studio over here. Now see, this is my Visual Studio, and over here what I will do, there's a options over here as a create a new project. So I will just create a new project over here, and first of all I'll just create one solution. So let me find a solution. So solution, now see, I am just finding over here as a blank solution. So let me just create a blank solution, because inside that blank solution we will create a many of that project like what we have see in the agenda, right? So there is a couple of part, so those part we will use in this blank solution. So see, there's a actually all that project create a solution, and inside solution we can create multiple projects. So solution would be one only, and inside the solution we can create a multiple projects. So let me just create first solution. Let me create a solution, and here I will just create, for example, C sharp concepts, right? C sharp concepts, and let me add a demo, or I think that's fine. Yeah, let me add a demo and just create it. So once you create it, now see, your solution got created over here, right? There's a nothing over there. So what you can do, suppose I want to create something inside the solution on a different project. So right click on that in this solution, you can just go to that option add, and you can just create a new project or existing project, whatever things you want. So you can just adding over here and creating and adding over there, right? So but what I will do, I will separate first, like that concept wise, right? So let me just create some folder over there, like for example, let me create first, it is a beginner concept, right? So I will just use as a beginner, so let me rename it over there. Right click on that, rename it, and just add the beginner concept. Now see, now I just created a solution. Now I just add some folders, so that I can, whatever the beginner concept, I will add inside this beginner folder, right? So that's why I just created, and then finally I will start to add a new project. So let me add a new project. So click on add and new project, and now you have to look for that console app. So as of now I will use that console app, but later on I will use that other application, like MBC application or Blazor application or whatever that Microsoft provide. So those application also I will use same concepts, so that you can understand easily. But yeah, this is first time as a new student or new learner, so that definitely will be help. So I will create a console app. So next, and once you create a, here actually asking to that project name, so I will give that project name. So as of now I will just keep it that hello world, because I'm just trying to use as a hello world over there, so that this is that hello world application, where you can understand like what look like in the project and a console application is created and how need to work on that. So hello world, right? And then next, and now see, after that you will get this screen, like, and here they will ask like what framework. So what is that framework? So framework means actually Microsoft provide on a different framework, like for example, as of now I'm using that core. So there's a code framework like it is starting from 2.1, 3.1, and then 6.0, 7.0, 8.0. So 8.0 is a long term support, but yeah, they recently introduced in .NET 9, so I will start it for .NET 9. There is a no difference over there to learning in C# concept for over here, but yeah, some little new concept is coming from here .NET 9, so you can use also .NET 8, 7 as well. But yeah, I will use a .NET 9. And once you choose a .NET 9, then there is a few things over there, like see, container, it is by default taking on Linux, and then it is also disable, actually disable mode, so it will not using anything over there, right? Because it is understanding like this is our window applications, and I'm not using anything. But yeah, there should be an options like where I can just enable, but yeah, as of now it is disabled, that is keep it. But yeah, if you see this to another options, what is that option? Now do not use the top level statement. So as of now by default this Microsoft provide that a top level statement, right? That means there is no any main function over there, so that is a top level statement. Like in previously, if you see, if I use .NET 8, or if I use if I check that okay, no issue, that let me understand you, like once I create the top level and statement and without that. So let me just add first top level statement. So click on that, and that another one is like if you want to enable this native AOT publish, so it will actually just enable that native AOT publish, so it will reduce your package and all, and also performance. So that I'm not using, but it is a publish part, so let's keep it the same. And once I use that check level, check that use level, so create on that. So once I create, I'll show you what does mean of that. Okay, now see, once I create a new console application, you see this is a project, this is actually project, and this is a dependencies dependency section, and this is a main file. this is a started file, so program.cs file. So this is a look like of a structure of that console application. And if you expand this guy, now see the dependency, because whatever that project dependencies, it will appearing in this dependency section. So if you'll see, as of now, this is dependent only just one library. This is a Microsoft.NET Core app, and it have many DLL and all it is required for this application, this console app. So that's why they predefine, they edit all this guy over here, right? And if you want additional framework you want to add, so you can just add it in this dependency section. Also, this is an analyzer, so whatever that analyzer attribute and all they actually using over there. And then go to that program.cs file. Now go open this, double click on that. Now see, it is creating a namespace. So this is the namespace, whatever our project name, it is just create as a namespace, and then it is just create a class. Don't worry about as of now, because we will learn what is that class and all as of now. As of now, I will just keep it commented over here, but yeah, just make it a class, and then it will just create it a main function, right? So this is our entry point, this is a main file, and this is our entry point. So once your application will run, always it is looking for that main method in this program file, and they will start to execute this line, right? And for the execution line, it will be using in the static class. It is a console.writeLine, and whatever write inside that writeLine, you will add it that your text, it will display in the outline. So let me run it and show it to you. Run this application. Also, you can run this application like two way. Now see, once you run this application, whatever that console output I just printed out, so this is just printed over here, right? So let me close that. And now see, for running mechanism, if you see over here in the top, this is a setup, right? And this is a two things, like this is a debug mode, and this is another play button, but is a without debugging mode. So if you click that over here, if you run this way with the debug mode, so you can just debug as well. So let me try to debug, like me putting the debugging point over here, right, directly over here, or you can just F9 over there. So let me run this with the debugging point, and now see the debugging point over there, and also output is there, but nothing is printed, right? Because as of now your application got running, and it is going to starting point, it is a main, and then it is reaching over here, but it is not writing or printed this line. So let me show you that over here. So if you F10, so this is actually the debugging style, like see over here, this is the debugging mode. If you want to stop the debugging, also if you want to the next line, so step over, and that is step out, right? So this is the way actually you can just forward your debugging point. So I'm using F10, and once you go again over here, so let's see, again nothing is printed, because this line execution part is going to over here. So once I just F10 one more time, so it should be printed. Now see, because this line is got executed, and it is got printed over here, over there. And once you just continue this guy, and you will see this is that complete output, right? So this is that debugging point, and this is that entry point. And also one more thing I would like to describe, like this project, right? So just double click on that. Once you double click this project in C# console application, now see, you are able to see this SDK you are using, Microsoft.NET SDK you are using, and this is a property group section, which will using that output type as a exe, and target framework, whatever target framework we are using, .NET 9, and that implicitly using like enable, right? So whatever using a statement, if I using this guy, so this is a setting actually. And also we have mentioned like, okay, nullable, whatever the property is nullable, so it will actually prompt. So that's why I'm using this enable. So these are settings. So that is the way. And also I would like to share like these things, like see, as we see from that starting, that top level statement, if I checked, right? So if I check, so always it will create like this way. If I uncheck, like let me just create another application to understand. So right click on that, go to that new project, let me create a console app. Next, and just hello world again, without top level, right? top level, right? And then next, once you next, now this time what I will do, I will uncheck. So I will take a without don't use the top level statement, right? So let me just create it and see what happened. Now see, if you compare this one, this is that file again. Everything is creating same, the project structure and program file and all everything, but only difference is over here. Now see, this is that with the top level statement, it is just creating a program class and then main class, and then you can just writing your code, right? But here just nothing, just you can simply your print it whatever thing you want as output, so you can just print it, right? So this is actually different for top level and non-top level. So let me run this guy also. So if you just okay, just select this project. Okay, again, now see, if you this one solution have that multiple project, you can check it over here as well. Like in this section, you will see whatever project over here, you will get it. And now right now this, now if you closely observe over here, so now see, this is just highlighted. That means this application is a selected mode, and whatever time you will run, this application will be run, right? This console application will run. But if you want to select this one, if you want to run this application, so how you can change it? So there's a two way. Right click on that particular project, you can using that set as a started project, and there's another way you can just select it, this guy, and once you select it, now see, this will be highlighted. So let me run this guy again in the debugging mode. You will get a same output, like see this hello world, and also same thing you can just debugging as well, like put the debugger point and just run this again debugging mode. So once you debug, now see, again it is reaching over there, but nothing over there. Once you F10, and you will see the output is over there, right? This is actually different for this guy. So that's all for this session, this agenda session. So now next we will learn like whatever the beginner concept we see in agenda, right? So we will just create one by one and we will run it. So thank you and have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.